Hello students, a morning once again. Today in this video I am going to explain a few phrases of the poem The Ball Poem. If you remember, in the part 1 it was a small summary of the poem. Now a bit more explanation of the language of the poem. This is the part 2 of the poem. Now as soon as you start the poem, there is an idea: grief fixes the boy. So when the boy looks at his moving away ball, he thinks, by the way, what about thinking? Grief fixes the boy. Grief is pain of loss in this context. It fixes the boy. What is the expression? Grief fixes the boy. Right? Let's say that there is a pillar. Cement fixes the pillar. What does it mean? It means that cement makes the pillar stiff, stand tall, not move. So that is the idea. Grief fixes the boy. So the boy was in complete attack of grief and he was motionless with grief. Stands rigid. He stood rigid when he saw his losing thing. Senses first responsibility. Poet says that after losing his one property, boy senses first responsibility. So here first responsibility means handling the crisis of loss. And because the word first has been used, it means that the boy has never in his life before faced any loss. It seems that it is for the first time boy has lost something. So it is his first responsibility to learn to face the loss, right? When you lose something, you don't stop and collapse and die. No, you obviously you get upset, but then you move on. So that is first responsibility. Face the loss and move on. World of possessions. Possessions means ownership. The world is, this world, the world we live in, is world of possessions. Why? Because we own things. This is your book, that is my bike, this is his house, that is his chair. So we own things. You look at the resources of the world, those resources are owned by somebody, right? So this is the world of possessions. One idea. Idea number 2 is that this is materialistic world. What is materialistic world? Means bhautik dunya. Bhautik meaning that, think about the ball, right? Ball is a material thing, right? Even if you buy another ball for the boy, okay, because ball is a thing, but you cannot buy memory, right? So the world of possessions means world of ownership. You can buy him a new ball, but you cannot buy him a fresh, in fact, an old memory. You cannot. So world of possession, materialistic thing that you can buy and sell, and those are the things that we can own. Now one more very lovely phrase has come in the poem. Learning behind his eyes. Learning well behind his desperate eyes. But I have cut the sentence short to explain the main idea. Learning behind his eyes. Can you guess the meaning? The boy is learning behind his eyes. You see, what a lovely way of saying that he is learning in his head. What is behind our eyes? It is our brain that is there behind our eyes. So learning behind his eyes means he is learning in his head. He is learning in his brain. Okay? Epistemology of loss. And what is he learning? He is learning epistemology of loss. Epistemology meaning wisdom, knowledge of loss. One more bonus phrase that I would like to talk about is merrily bouncing. There is nothing grandiose about this phrase, but merrily word is very meaningful in this poem. And the word has been used 2 times, right? Merrily bouncing. So repetition again. Merrily, cheerfully, happily, with excitement. So cheerfully bouncing. See, the phrase has come for ball. Merrily bouncing. The ball is merrily bouncing, bouncing, right? Merrily bouncing the ball. Now, it must be noted that ball is an object, but the poem is, but the poet is treating ball as a person. So, merrily bouncing seems a phrase used for a boy, for a small boy, for a person, for a jolly person. So, merrily bouncing is for ball, but the ball is personified because of this phrase. So, merrily bouncing is personifying the object ball. Now, can you tell me why poet wants to personify the ball? Maybe some of you can say that poet wants to personify the object ball because poet wants to say that, see, in life you will lose some objects and you will lose some people also, right? We lose our loved ones, right? So merrily bouncing is personifying the object. So this is end of the poem, the ball poem. Those who have been watching the explanations of poem must have realized that I am not touching upon the figure of speeches, right? It is done purposefully and it is being done purposefully. I will do it when the poem is almost over, right? That would be a separate section for literary devices. So this is the end of the poem. Bye.